On the edge of space, before time began, there was only the hubverse. Sprocketeers avenged clarity, they dismantled obscurity, they danced when the flywheel spun. Here, we bring you the stories and the journeys to becoming the HubSpot superadmin. In this episode, Shadab the Sheet Slayer tells us his inspiration for his anime memes, and we learn how his HubSpot implementation opened up entire new markets. Welcome to the Becoming a HubSpot Superadmin podcast, where we are championing the HubSpot Superadmin. With us today, we have Shadab. He's a HubSpot architect at Digital Reach, and on LinkedIn, you can find him HubSpot Admin. Hey, Shadab.
Hey, Grant. How's it going?
It's going well. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being one of the core founding members of HubSpot Superadmin.
Proud to be here.
I appreciate you. Shadab, let's start with your favorite HubSpot tool and why. There are a lot, and I know you love it. It's all over your LinkedIn. It's all, look at you, you're all swagged up. It's all you live. How can you choose one tool?
That's a tough one, but yeah. I was thinking about this as I listened to the other podcast as well. So I think I'll go with the custom properties first. The reason is,
Custom properties.
the reason is it's the actual building blocks of like how you model your data based on your unique business case and like what HubSpot Vanilla like out of the box provides you. It extends your functionality. You can like gather in your data with like ton of different data types. Then you can act upon that data. You can report on that. You can, gain insights. You can drive decisions, and best of all, you can automate using those both as in terms of triggers and in terms of actions. So I freaking love custom properties as number one.
Custom properties for the win. You heard it here. Everyone, Shadab loves custom properties the most. All right, Shadab, so let's start in on your path and your journey, what it is you've done. And let's start with the now, and then we'll go back. So where are you now, and what are you doing?
So yeah, right now, so as my position says, HubSpot architect, like when I first joined, so I was like, what is it about? But this is exactly it. So I like jump onto the calls along with the revenue people, post sales, sometimes even pre-sales if needed. Then I listen to the problems like in their natural language, people's problem in natural language, and then I take it to my HubSpot brain here and take it to my whiteboard there and try to club those all and segment those problems into different buckets and try to tackle what kind of hubs can be helpful in this case. And to get granular, I try to like break down what kinds of different HubSpot tool sets will solve for this particular problem statement and how we can do it much more efficiently, and like how can we replace their current siloed processes. So this is what I do. And once I formulated that plan, built up a nice lucid or like a schema or something, then we have our entire HubSpot team. Then we can jump into action and start building solutions for the client. And like alongside of that, I uh, work on digital reach internal like projects as well, so related to HubSpot and revenue operations.
I love that, Shadab, and it, as you're explaining it, it makes more sense that the role as an architect. You do have all these functionalities or tools, you have all these pieces, and you're having to build what will ultimately become the solution. It,
Right.
I wonder if this is going to be a thing in the future. You need to look into your crystal ball right now and tell me the future. No, you don't. So that's what you're doing now, Shadab. You are a solutions architect, a HubSpot architect. That makes a lot of sense. Let's go back to then where you began. What was your first role or job that kind of sparked your HubSpot life?
So that is an interesting question. So HubSpot as a software came a little bit later, like in my professional career. Inbound actually came prior to that. So I was like was doing some sales and marketing, uh, and I stumbled upon HubSpot's Academy inbound course because HubSpot has like this humongous content team and crazy awesome content team. So anyone who is interested in something related to sales marketing service, they'll end up there somewhere or the other. Like, you cannot escape them. So what I saw was like something changed in doing business. Like when I was approaching people and when I was like closing deals, and it literally changed the entire landscape of how I think about the entire revenue processes. So that was the beginning. I actually closed some great amount of deals. I was into business development, so I used to like actually do these sales calls and not the cold ones, but
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah, a little bit warm calls. We had a lead generation tool that's a local tool. It's a directory like thing. So I did all the calling and all the marketing and on a entry level. So then I went into a manufacturing company. So it was a manufacturing company where they manufactured some flow-related devices. It was industrial flow-related devices. So I had a meeting with the director. Like I was directly working under the main leadership there. So got a lot of autonomy and like authority and privilege to like do my own thing as long as I'm delivering the results. So I'm very fortunate about that one. So I looked at like current processes. Okay, so for managing the data, okay, Google Sheets sounds good. Then documentation, okay, Docs, Word,
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
So I was like, where do we like manage all those relationship with all this new incoming leads and new incoming customers that we are on board? Where do we manage those? So I had this HubSpot CRM in mind when I did the inbound course. So I was like thankful to that. So then I did a little bit research and I championed for the budget. And once it was done, so I implemented HubSpot sales from the scratch, like end to end
yeah.
implementation on my own. So
Holy
there was
cow.
like, yeah, there was this option to get into a partner agency or something, but they wanted me to do that. I don't know if that was a budget issue or something. So I did that. So like from like mapping entire data structures to like serving their business cases and automating all those manual tasks and follow-ups
Right.
and configuring the workflows for internal teams notifications and like all sorts of stuff. So I did that, and the sales people, the marketing people, they were like crazy happy about that. So they had a place that they can actually
You
house
went
everything.
right over the deep end, Shadab. It is
Yeah,
implement. Just go ahead
yeah,
and
that's it.
put everything in.
Yeah,
All
just go
right,
all
so to
in.
call it out for you, Shadab, it was this idea, this concept of inbound that HubSpot has championed, that HubSpot has presented, excuse me, and that HubSpot has literally written the book on, that you saw these effects, and that then drove you to Academy. It drove you then to look into when it came time for implementation, and then all of a sudden you jump deep in and implement an entire portal yourself.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
spot on.
Love it. I mean, it's par for the course for the way you are, Shadab. You are all in, feet first, let's do it, and you get it done too. You know, the great part
Right.
is, from my experience with you, it's not just that you're all in, and then the results happen. Um,
Yeah.
so
Like,
it makes a lot of sense hearing where that
yep.
comes from.
Yep. Like I wanted to add, like the time I entered that company and till the time I left there, so there is something really interesting happened, and I consider that as as one of my greatest achievements so far. So like, I talked about those custom properties.
Right.
So yeah, so like one of the main reasons they are my favorite as still as of now, like one of the favorite because they like it actually enabled me to like solve certain business cases and enable those decision makers to like take data driven decisions. And now some, I don't know, somewhere in the cloud, AWS, and some CSV floating around somewhere in the RDBMS actually manifested a physical full-fledged factory unit. So an actual business unit was established in that company based on that data I synthesized for them. And uh, the leadership was like super happy, still are super happy about them. They are still connected with me. So yeah, that was it.
That's awesome. That it's amazing to hear that you implemented something and it's lasted enough where they're still in contact, but also in a manufacturing setting. We don't hear many of those when we talk HubSpot. We hear
Yeah.
lots of SaaS or just B2C, straight B2C company when they're trying to do metrics and reporting. Uh, ERP is really where you might want to go, or you might do some sort of just inventory tracking even with all the SKUs.
Right.
Did you have a whole bunch of inventory and raw material? Those are the things that when I talk manufacturing, it's inventory tracking and raw material. Uh, were those things that were
No,
represented?
so yes, I mean, I tried to map it like this. So, uh, like the company was in a phase where they were expanding and they wanted to penetrate a market. So, with regards to the
Ah,
revenue department, yeah, with regards to the revenue department, I was like, I was assigned a mission to like crack open what's the most effective, lucrative, profitable market for us and what we can really nail it down. So I created an entire dashboard for that, and it had all those graphs and charts and everything live up and running. And then decision makers can just look at that. Okay, I was like, okay, this particular product looks promising. Okay, okay, this is how we delivered that. Sounds good. Let's build a new factory for that. So
right.
this is how it went.
That's
Yeah.
very interesting, Shadab. That it's capturing what's already going on, but then also can be a lead generation as far as markets go, not just individual people, but here's a market opportunity. And so where I went, you're tracking inventory and raw material. You're not talking production.
No.
What you're saying actually, it actually doesn't matter that it was a manufacturing. It happened to be. But if there's a team that can use the revenue operations dashboard in HubSpot to identify new entire markets, that's very interesting. I
Yeah.
love that you spent the time to call that out. That is interesting.
Yeah.
So this was a big deal for you. This was a milestone that you've hit. You're still speaking with them. What were some other steps along the way that you're proud of that you accomplished? Share some of those
Okay.
with us.
So, when I was like monitoring those salespeople, like they were like writing those same emails over and over again with tiny bit of tweaking. I was like, why? Why would you do such a thing? It's not right. There is something wrong. So yeah, before we implemented HubSpot, I was like, no, there's something really wrong about this one. I mean, I have to look into this. So I came across this. I was also learning HubSpot during that time. So I came across this sequence tool, and I was like, okay, so if I can map out certain custom properties and use them as personalization tokens, and then map the entire sales process in those automated emails. Then the customer is like super happy that they are getting super personalized emails that's like acknowledging their initial request and trying to like help out them to get the right solution for them. And it made the sales representatives super happy that they don't have to like miss any of the emails, and they can like focus more on closing the deals, visiting the clients, scheduling meetings. It was more of a physical meetings at that time, pre-COVID. So like
Right,
uh,
right.
yeah, so closing the deals, meetings, calls. Don't worry about like too much of emails, and you get all the tasks generated for you if there are like non-email related things. So in the sequences.
It
So
it
that was
it,
a good one.
it is such a highlight to hear that discovering that simply outlining the customer journey and then mapping the email touch points along the way is a key unlock. That for you, that discovering this tool, it's not just having information in one spot. It's now that I have that, I can sequence the entire journey so I can be a human again and not a typing robot. I can be a
Right,
human and get on a call or go have a meeting, and the email's going to happen.
right,
I love that you are calling out that something that maybe someone who's been using HubSpot for a long time, all right, but someone who is just new to HubSpot will discover the power of doing a customer journey map and then simply adding in an email sequence along that mapping.
right,
I love you for that, man. That's
right.
awesome.
I mean,
So what's
one of
another
the
touch point? Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for asking. So, one of the more interesting ones, like this one, was like the power of marketing emails when it's done right. So we had the like I don't know, marketing starter. So yeah, uh, we didn't had pro at that time. So marketing starter, it had some email and stuff. We were not really using that because this particular organization, it has a like really long sales cycles, and I was like, I want to test this tool out. So why not? So I tasked a marketing person, a person to like synthesize all the data that we have of our like existing leads that have shown interest in our products and services in past 2 years. So I need that data. So he was like, he worked on that. It was a manual process, but he worked on that. Then I tried to like uh, attach those data points into custom properties and use that as a personalization token. And then like built up some did some copywriting courses and some stuff to like sound little professional in terms of my marketing. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually send it out like a blast of uh, like marketing emails, and that actually resulted in some raw revenue for the company. And the leadership was like, oh, what was that? We didn't saw that coming.
Where did this come from?
Yeah. And they were like, they understood the okay the power of inbound now. Okay, so if we can like get people the right information at the right time, then
Right.
definitely they're really happy to do business with you. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the milestone that I hit there.
Fantastic. Another milestone being that a marketing email can actually generate revenue, that it can meet the customer where they're at with the thing they need at that time. It's
Correct.
interesting you did the synthesis on the front end, right? So I just want to call out that you didn't make an email and send it to everyone on the list. Oh, wait, marketing emails aren't just pretty things you make that you just send to everyone? No, let's call it out here. Shadab, for those of you listening, started with the data first, then made the email.
Yeah.
fantastic. Even though this is about you and your journey, Shadab, it really just is it's integrated into how to do things the right way. Because then when you find that right way, it becomes this sort of milestone of, wow, that worked really well. And it's obvious that this would be something in your head as something to look back on because you started with the data first, so you know who to target with the right message.
Right.
Are there others you want to call out? Other touch points? Other accomplishments at this point?
So yeah, after moving out from, so like I was like doing this HubSpot thing, and I was also doing the business development. Like I was wearing multiple hats and some of the project
Okay.
management as well. So I was doing business development, project management, and HubSpot. And I was like, no, I wanna just do HubSpot. I think
Right.
I'm heading more into this direction, and I'm fairly good at that, like more good than regular people, regular HubSpot users, because I design workflows based on various different conditions, very different if-then branches, and that actually like automates your business in the right way. So I like switched to like I was looking for more options on that. So I had two offers in hand. One was like a HubSpot user company, just like our company last, and the second one was the HubSpot partner company. So I was like, okay, these partners, they are working on all sorts of business, so I'll get to solve like different sorts of diverse solutions, all using HubSpot. So that's awesome.
Right.
So let's go. So I
Let's
went there.
go.
Yeah, so there I built a bunch of solutions in terms of smart content based on the IP addresses from where people are viewing those
Mm,
on the landing pages and scheduling the right meeting based on those. Then creating deals and tickets based on like different use cases, all with the workflow automations. So yeah, did bunch of that as well there, but like my time was more invested on project management there again than
yeah.
HubSpot. So I had to make a pivot, and I'm here right now at Digital Reach as HubSpot architect.
And DR, getting into DR digital reach was probably another one for you, and it sounds like maybe that's what you were just ending on, that you can now focus solely on HubSpot, work in portals on HubSpot, and that's really your goal that you were driving towards, right?
Right. Right. This is just the starting point. So I can
Yeah.
now listen to actual people and their problems. I can go back to my whiteboard, to my team, and brainstorm solutions using HubSpot. Then actually get tactical and start building those stuff. And like we are builders, we admins are builders. We build stuff, and like people can then. I mean that works. That works the right way that you want it to. So it's satisfying. This particular thing is really satisfying.
For those of you watching, if you want the secrets to life, just zoom in on Shadab's whiteboard back there. He's got it written down how to live life.
Yeah, yeah,
All the secrets are written back there.
yeah.
All right, Shadab. So, actually, quite a few touch points along the way here. Things that you've done and accomplished that really aligned your trajectory to where you're at for all the accomplishments that you had done in HubSpot, building your experience there, jumping feet first into implementing a portal. As far as you and the tool and your accomplishments go, let's talk now about the people along the way. Can you tell us a story of someone early on that was a mentor to you or someone that had a positive influence? Tell some of these stories.
So I think for the inbound journey, it has to be uh, Jory from the senior marketing inbound marketing professor, and our favorite Kyle. So I was like learning a lot from them. on the academy.
Mm-hmm.
So in my early days, but like once I got into this actual CRM systems and everything, so I think definitely my current team at Digital Reach are like one of my the people here are like one of my inspirations and mentors, be it Mandy. And it would be a surprise to you, but I have learned a ton of things from Matt from RP. So, uh, and like the overarching, like there are many peoples actually, some of my peers, and I'd say in the go-to-market world, I'd say it would be Marcus Sheridan's. I was like attending a live workshop, and that
Mm-hmm.
sparked this idea inside of me that I should become this HubSpot solutions architect one day. So I was in the marketing workshop with him. It was a live one, online live virtual workshop. So he was like, people were like asking all sorts of questions in all sorts of different industries, very diverse, very unique, each with different use cases. And he was like taking a deep breath and like, so yeah, and he was like building out some excellent, cut to the point, actionable solutions right there. I was like, I want to become like this guy in the
That's
HubSpot world.
amazing.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
It would just go zen, put something together, and then deliver it right then and there live.
right.
That makes sense that this is someone you would call out, even the GTM world, regardless. That is someone that inspires you. That's what you tend to do. You jump right in. You have a possible solution to offer and recommendations that you'll bring.
Right.
I love that. I love to hear that there's someone else that you saw that, wow, that's me. And you called out a few people, and so it makes sense that on the academy, you're watching these people, and Kyle's very helpful. Talk us through what it is, maybe about a couple. You mentioned Mandy, you mentioned Matt. What is it
So,
about what they do? Let's start with Mandy. What is it about Mandy?
so Mandy is a crazy good leader. Like she's awesome. Uh, like she'll. Uh, I have been to their HubSpot happy hours before, like getting into the company. So I was like watching her, and she's like have this entire slide filled with HubSpot solutions with different hyperlinks, and I was like, okay, this lady breathes HubSpot. Okay, that's all right. Okay,
Those of you
so
listening, this is Mandy Thompson. Mandy
yeah,
Thompson at Digital Reach. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Please.
and so like I was like, okay, so and those were like not some random stuff. Those were some real tangible solutions that businesses are facing right now. So I was like, okay, I actually saved her LinkedIn page on my note-taking app Notion, and I was like jumping onto that. And if I wanted to learn something, I searched on that and like I looked through that, and I was learning a lot. Going to Matt, he's like, uh, I don't know, I can consider him out of the company. I can consider him one of my like best mentors. The reason is that series that he had, becoming HubSpot admin. So that was the primary
Yeah.
one. And then we play around a lot on LinkedIn, and we have this sarcasm about those cold emails and those data silos and Salesforce
Yeah. Yeah.
specifically. So there is this alignment between us. So I'm learning a lot. I'm still learning a lot from him. I follow all of the posts, and uh, those are like really insightful. And yeah, I mean, I'm still in the beginning of the journey, so there will be a lot of mentors and uh, like inspiration people that you can follow along. So yeah.
Yeah. Shadab, when you can learn something from someone and you can identify with them, it seems like those tend to become some of the people that stick around in your life. And as you talk about these people, you're saying, well, I learned a lot from them and I like the way that they're breathing HubSpot and what they're saying is useful. But you're also including this identification and whether that's what you are doing or what you aspire to be, either way, I love that you're calling out that you identify with them and the way they go about themselves and the things they go about. And either you want to do that or you are doing that. And then identification is just as much a part of someone having a positive influence as having the information or having the right information.
Yeah, I mean that humanness, that voice, that matters a lot. I mean, I've heard podcasts and everything. Like I've been like uh diligently like following Matt with like and like and the way he's about the RevOps, the entire RevOps uh domain that we have, and how people can actually like uh use the power of CRM to their advantage and get not get sucked into those black holes, and like the sales and the marketing and the service team just think of it as a like just another task to do, but something that they naturally align to as part of their job. So that's really fascinating, and the voice matter, as you said.
Understood. The voice, the style in which they go about it, the tonation and the cadence, the ability to speak into it. I mean, that's one of the things about Mandy too.
Right.
Matt is so to the point. I'm showing you exactly what to do. I'm telling you my recommendation and how it works. And similarly, Mandy, like you said, can pull up a slide deck and then she'll pull up a demo portal and she will talk through what she's doing while she's doing it. It's not,
Right.
oh, let me think. Okay. And then it's quiet while she does it and then she explains it. She's saying it as she does it. And I get that you identifying with those people because that's
Yeah.
just what you do. You
One
do
of
the
the
same
people,
thing.
yeah, one of the people I'd like to add would be like again from RP would be Robert. Like
Robert Jones from Red Partners. His memes are amazing.
amazing, like awesome, crazy awesome. I first
If you're
watched the
watching
Aladdin
right
part.
now, if you're watching right now, pause this, go search Robert Jones on LinkedIn and just watch some of his videos. They are hilarious. Go, Shadab.
They are right as well, right to the point as well, even though they are hilarious. So that inspired me to like actually create those anime HubSpot videos that I create, some repurpose anime videos. So so he's the inspiration behind that. So I can work on HubSpot in the day, and I can even have fun about it.
Yeah, yeah. For those of you watching right now, Shadab will take a concept in HubSpot or Salesforce, no, whatever you want to call that, and he'll repurpose some anime scenes to explain that reality, and they are fantastic. I love that. I love that sort of thing that you can, maybe it's serious, maybe it's fun, regardless of what it was during the day. That work can turn into a hobby and enjoying the thing that you're doing and interacting with people. Love that. All right, Shadab, let's jump into the last question. And this is the big one. It's 2022 right now. So standing in front of you is Shadab 2032, 10 years from now. What does he say to you? What is he doing? What does he validate that you're doing great? Tell you to stop doing? Whatever you want to take it. What does he say to you?
That's a tough one. Mm, so I mean, life is like not really linear how you plan out it, and it goes like how right you want it to go. But I really envision uh, and aspire to be in this solutions architect domain. I don't know where that is heading from 10 years of now because it's evolving so fast. And I really believe this in this inbound philosophy where your sales, marketing, and service teams, they don't have to be like bitter enemies. Your leadership, your managers, and the individual contributors, they don't have to have that sort of friction about the data that we have and how we act about it. So there should be a glue to align those all those organizations. I have a book, it's called Align to Achieve, that talks about this philosophy, and it's great. So uh, like what the 10 years from Shadab looks like, we don't know. Uh, the good answer, but that's something I'm aiming for, like in terms of what you can say a vision or goal, uh, in terms of the HubSpot solutions architect or whatever it's gonna be called in 5 years or
Right.
10 years. We don't know.
So at that time, you hope to be, or you expect that you would be in that space, you would be aligning people inside that space, and you would
Yeah,
be getting the most out of that alignment that you can. And that would be your
yeah,
expertise.
yeah. Professionally, I think I don't know, even on the enterprise level, managing those big accounts with like teams of thousands of people, and uh, like I can solve for those people and like actually help them to like get better at their job and like not get siloed and have some transparency, and I can be the enabler of that. So that is something I aspire to be.
Love it. Shadab, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, sharing your stories with us, calling out the people who've had a positive influence along the way. If someone watching this right now wants to reach out to you, what's the best way for them to find you?
Yeah, I think LinkedIn and HubSpot, super admin Discord.
In the
LinkedIn,
Discord. Shadab is
yeah,
very active in Discord and on LinkedIn.
yeah,
So you can find him there. He's the Sheet Slayer in Super Admin, and he's HubSpot Admin over on LinkedIn, or you can search his name, Shadab Khan. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Shadab.
Thank you for letting me be here. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed learning more about you. Looking forward to chatting more, and we'll see you over in the Discord.
Yeah, let's stay connected. Thank you.